And we're back. How you doing? Okay, so yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I started this figurative thing. That was fun, and no, it was fun. But yeah, I've got it drawing because I want to do some transparency stuff. I think that might be one I'd marry all together, and maybe we won't call it live, but we'll do the live. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I know I keep talking about it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because I got in so early today. Yeah, I had this palette all set up already for the figure, and there's all this paint on it. So I thought, well, it's the board prep. That's a 4x6. This palette, Rublev Lead, white, number 2, De La Rowney, Georgian, Yellow Ochre, big old heap and hump of raw umber from De La Rowney, Georgian, a little bit black from Winsor Newton, Griffin, quick dry. So 4x6 shouldn't take us long, eh? May as well be productive. I'm going on vacation in less than 2 weeks, and yeah, I won't be painting, so you won't get a lot of videos, but it'll be a perfect opportunity once you have a solid addiction to dip into the archives, of which there are 545 videos or something like that. So, not going to do any pre-mixing here. We're just jumping in. We're just going to start with some drawing. We're going to turn our light. Hey, zoom in. How are we? I didn't even check this, man. Well, it's not too bad. Good enough. I like this little brush today. Art Spectrum series. Nice little brush. Going to be nice for doing some drawing. We're just going to draw with raw umber, so you don't need to see the palette. You know what that looks like. Get some oil in our. I'll show you. Get some oil in our brush. Get some of that umber, and I call it drawing. You could call it underpainting. I don't really know what the difference is. I'm going to take off my glasses because I really want to get another view here. Now you did get a chance to look at my reference. I'm getting a weird glare on my picture. Super low horizon here. So low that I'm going to raise it a little. And get my trusty cheapy plastic T-square. So yeah, there's a lot of straightness also. So there's like a little ridge of whatever, something back here, and then there's like a river. I'm gonna bring that up. Then there are buildings and all kinds of other things, but I don't care about that stuff. I'm just going to have the river here. Yeah, is that for you? Okay, good. And we don't want everything pinching in one spot, so we're going to bring that over a little. Let's get this road going. So you got to be careful with these roads, like don't do these big, just long diagonals. Always like break things up. Also, photos will, like the focal length of this is really squeezing things in the back. So don't hesitate to open things up. Always try and have an awareness of the focal length because it makes things extra wide, unnaturally so. Unnatural to our human perception, not to a super wide lens. I don't know if this is super wide or not, but it seems pretty wide to me. But I don't claim to be an expert on that stuff. All I know is you should have awareness of it and an awareness of what natural. So that through your camera, if you're looking, it's like 50 millimeters on a full frame sensor camera. more like 85 millimeters on a crop sensor. Alright, so these, because I raised the horizon line, means these trees, I've just made an executive decision, I'm going off. Don't crowd, big tip coming, hold on. Don't crowd, don't keep your trees poking close to the top. Keep them well short of it, or go off the top. Making sense to go off here. And we're sorry for someone, they're out Saturday, they're out riding the motorcycles, having fun. Well, I'm having fun in here painting, so I'm not gonna criticize them for having their motorcycle fun. Alright, not getting too tweaky with this, just getting things placed. It's 2 trees. Notice how far back I am on the brush. Also notice how red this raw umber is looking. Okay, now you got this following the road down a little hill here, but I think that should just be solid and stable. So you want everything anchoring. You know, trees. Because we know trees follow roads. It's abstract. Well, I think we're going to need some more oil. You want to know my secret sauce? There you go. Huh? No secret. I don't keep secrets from you. Oh, I have a few. Sorry. If you want the super secret, at some point I'm going to get you so hooked. But you're like, yeah, more. Then there you go. All right, $500 right now. We'll see. No, probably not. So what's going on here? Peeps in the store. Hello. This shape's not exactly pleasing, and the road's going up too high. We got a tree here. Type of drawing is called mass drawing. These trees in my reference are barren of leaves. This one isn't, but these are. I don't tend to like being that kind of tree, so they're now going to have some leaves. This brush is a little small for the That's a good decision. Gonna make that some kind of trees or something there. Vague. Everything vague, but vague doesn't mean messy or incorrect. Now, there are some buildings in reference. I don't care. I don't want to paint them. Just because I painted a building the other day, don't get excited. I'm not that into buildings. I don't mind them when they're back. I mean, you can make something like that a building if you want, and it'd be fine. I made this much skinnier than it is, but I think that was a good call. I think it was a good call. And this brush is quickly outgrown its drawing stage, nearly done. Now, a lot of times what I will do is just start building up values somewhat darker, and then ultimately we're going to go into black too. So, but before I go into black, I want to have my composition pretty low. So a lot of times what I'm doing now is reversal of the reference. You could do that. You could do anything you want. One of the reasons I like doing the figurative stuff, you got way less latitude with the figure to do anything you want, because you start getting weird. And people are gonna look at it and go, yeah, I'm out. I don't like it. Here I have dark trunks in the reference. I've decided, with barren trees, I've decided to make them full trees with lighter trunks. It's an executive decision. I am the executive of M. Francis Fine Art, and we go on in the executive decisions. Alright, back here, just oil. Wipe off the brush, into the oil, see? It's pretty much just oil even. Because I want to just indicate this little ridge here. And I always make those a bit fatter because photos, they lie. No, this focal length, you gotta watch out. They will make things like distant shapes like that. I found this out when I first started painting. I was doing pictures of ponds, but everyone thought they were seascapes because I was painting the distant stuff so far back, because that's how it looked in a photo, but our human perception would see those things much larger, so good idea to compensate. I like this. Less sky holes. I'm helping you out. When you do your sky holes, less is better than more. Yeah, I'm coming in with a bit less oil now. Just really coming in with some solid raw umber. What a beautiful, beautiful color. You're very beautiful. You're raw umber, you. Also, notice how I'm using this brush. It's a bit large for the job. It gives you more painterly results. We already have photography, folks. Maybe no one told you, but we don't need accurate, photorealistic versions of things. But we always will need human expression. I like a bigger brush sometimes because it forces me to be simple, it forces me to be abstract and expressive. That's the important thing. Little tiny brushes is much harder to be expressive. You can install expressiveness, don't get me wrong. And half the time I really don't know what I'm doing before I'm going to do it, like the stream, but I'm enjoying myself. And then things end up working out. So I was saying that to the video the other day, just get started, and then once you started, the answers and solutions would provide themselves to you. The universe will step in and get you through. And now it may not be awesome. Sometimes it's okay to do things that aren't awesome because like I said yesterday, every awesome thing you do, what's the next thing you want to do? You want to do another awesome thing, And odds of everything you're doing being awesome, that's great. I kind of like that idea of this being darker than what's back there. That's different from the reference as well, but we take our liberties, especially when I got my right brain going. My good brain. When I don't, I'm just literally copying things from photos onto boards and paint. But even then, I'm going to give myself some credit. I do some stuff. Raw umber. Maybe you're my favorite now. Sometimes it just seems like such an ugly color on the palette, all lumped up, and when you get it thin, you say, wow, you're very beautiful. Yeah, so I'm not going to sit here and painstakingly delineate every little tree and everything going on. That's why you need experience, my friend. Because once you've delineated enough things, you've got a shorthand way of doing it. Starting light here. This is actually the opposite of how I've been painting. Last year I've been painting on darker boards with even darker drawing and then introducing all the lights, right? But this is more of a medium tone. It's fun. Medium and smooth. But I make changes. You gotta watch me. People think, okay, now I got his number. I'll surprise you. Liking all this. This is nice. Trees need anchors. Ships need anchors. I don't paint ships. There's a house here. I don't not paint buildings because they're hard. I don't paint buildings because I like to lend to questions, but not so much here. I don't think it'd be a problem here. So, got a farm, it's got trees, it's got the road, it's got, look at how big this brush is by the river. It makes sense. You can do your laundry down there. Howdy.
Let's go.
Good, how you doing? Okay, we're back. Yeah, looking nice, huh? I could go any more, but pardon me one moment. Just gonna move you a little. This thing has a tendency to always give me a little more space in the bottom. See? Should have done that before I put you on, but yeah, whatever, good enough. Yeah, so that was a little while. Made a cup of tea. Yeah. Like it. So what I want to do now, that was a decent breaking point. Nice. We'll get back into the little guy here. Only this time, I'm gonna wipe this off. 1 o'clock here, Saturday. Yeah, I don't need to. I'll show you what I'm doing, but it's nothing fancy. Need more oil already. I need a ton for something like this. Right into the oil, into the black. I don't like that build up there. I'm gonna wipe that off. It looks like some umber. And glasses off. I don't want to redo everything I just did in black. I do not. I just want to sit in some darker bits. We need to come in a bit thicker. If we're too oily, it won't stick. You want to tie your shadows together. You do not want to be Mr. or Mrs. Polka Dot. The great thing about the dark is, of course, that it helps this, set some things further back. I don't want to go dark back there. Usually, your photos will lie to you, like especially this photo. It just makes the stuff in the back as dark as the stuff up here. But if you were there, you were a human being, you would see more air, distance. Got a few people in the shop today. Nice. Hello.
Hi.
It's okay if it's a little thick. So it really won't stick otherwise. Keep this little bit of like illusion as a little meadow or something there.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse salsa here. Right.
And we're back. I could have just paused. You wouldn't have even known. I can pause all these now. One thing I really don't like is these two here. It's like one or the other. They're in exactly the same width. So I think what I'm going to do is strategy. Let's have a meeting here. I don't want that as dark as the other. Strategy meeting. Okay, what are we gonna do, man? Well, I think we can have one. And then we can have that swab has seen better days. And then we can have another one. And you want to make sure that all your parallels are not the same, so a little closer, see? Remember, we reverse things from the reference here. Because we're clever. We're clever, Claude. I don't know if we're clever. I'm kidding. I'm a kidder. We have sky and stuff going on there, so no sense in getting extra nuts. I like it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, so in one sense, you could say this was a drawing stage, but in another sense, you could really say it's the beginning of the painting stage, because we're getting our darkest darks in. And the some spots where you need more black. Some spots. Come on, you. When's it? Griffin. Noise paint. Some spots quite heavy, because although everything here could have a browny feel, it's not like I'm trying to push this into colors. I'm in a sepia mode. To tell you the truth, though, I mean, I just could just as easily be an underpainting for something that was. Okay, remember I said I'm not going to go black here, and I'm not. But I will. I wipe my brush off. I will. Work in another tone there. You know what I'm realizing now is like what I'm adjusting to is like if you have too much oil on the fine on the non-textured surface, that's where you get this kind of lines thing. You have to make adjustments no matter what surface you're working with. Simplify. More detail is not the answer for your better painting, okay? Oh, this will be better if I really just detail the heck out of it. No, well, that's an idea in your head, and it's wrong. Incorrect. No. I don't want this tree all around like a little lollipop. That backfired. Doesn't matter because that backfired too. I need to get me some fresh swabs. I'm making more problems than I'm solving here. Yeah, see, I'm like I had to make some room for like a little branch. like it. The guy in the bike. These guys. Well, we know where the light's coming from. Over here. It's quite pretty, just the way it is. I like to leave things pretty at every stage. If you've been with me any time at all, you know this is true. Well, I got here really early today, and I'm like, kind of like just really late, man. Now, there's a lot of times I might go in with a little bit of oil stuff. Just because this feels lonely. I don't mind leaving the sky like that. I'm thinking the sky is like one of these skies with nothing in it. So, oh, I drew the line. You know why I drew the line. Deal with the frame rabbit. Hey. Like it? Like it? Bunch of nothing here. So when you got a bunch of nothing, just make sure there's some interesting patterning going on, and make sure and connect your shadows. Big tips, big tips, big tips. Oh, by the way, if you haven't liked this video yet, what are you waiting for? Come on, don't be stingy with the likes. Yeah, it's not hard. Just click. How hard's that? I like almost anything. And commenting, I understand. That's a little bit more involved. But you should leave me a comment too. I really appreciate the comments. Thank you so much for those of you that take the time. I appreciate it because it gives me some feedback. I don't feel like I'm in a vacuum here. You know, seeing as I'm sitting here talking to myself at the moment. I know you were actually hearing me, but you know what I'm saying. Just trying to connect some things here. And we got some faux things. Not faux, but things, details. Like it. It's Nora. So our reference is an old pictorialist painting by some guy named Emerson. He already made a work of art, so in a sense, it's like we're doing a study in a sense, except I'm probably taking more liberties than I would with if I was doing a study after a painting. That's quite pretty just the way it is. I know some painters are tempted when they get these pretty like stuff like this just to leave it. Who can blame him? I really want to thin. Nice. We're done with that. I'm going to pause this, have some tea. eat the rest of my banana bread that I got when I started earlier. My wife promised lunch. Sushi, nice. Alright, I told you not too many skyles. These are maybe not even skyles. I mean, if you talk about what this tree is in reference, which I'll zoom out. You want to zoom out? Yeah, he's like, man, I don't remember the last time you zoomed out, Mike. Okay, you want to see what I'm doing? That's what I'm doing. Yeah, so. Okay, little break. That is a, perfect breaking point. I mean, you could even let it dry. Come in and do whatever. We're not going to let it dry, though, but we're going to do a few other things. Right? And then we're going to come back. Get in there with some ochres and some whites. Yeah, I probably will push it into the white area. I might not need to. I haven't had to. Or I might just start out with that. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, anyway. We'll be back real soon. And we're back. By the way, I started another channel. Probably won't care unless you're an INFJ like I am. And if you know what that means, great. If you don't, also great. Yeah. It's called INFJ Thoughts, and like you don't hear enough from me over here. So yeah, but whatever. I'm a student of personality psychology, so not an expert, a student. So anyway, I got a music channel too. It's called Abysm, ABYSSM. I'm on Bandcamp with my music there. Okay, that's our limited palette. Got the lead white, got the yellow ochre, got the raw umber, and got some black. Done the drawing. I'm not gonna get too crazy because I'm gonna see what we're gonna do. It's time to bring in the sky. Time to actually start fleshing this thing out. What do we got? Get this brush. Yeah. You know what I was thinking? It's time to get into a new brush. I want me a new number 4. I've been thinking about it a little while. All the ones I've been using are so well broke in. Nothing like taking up your time with it, right? Oh, yeah. I thought I knew right where to go. When I moved in here, I ended up shifting a bunch of things around. And I've been here a long time. Here we go. There we go. I got a lot of number 4s. Probably my favorite size to paint in it. Oops. Jeez, those are 6s. I hope I have a lot of number 4s. Man, maybe I spoke too soon. I got 1 left. Holy cow. What are these? 2. I have 2 left. Considering that the 4s I've been painting with, I've had for going for a year or 2 now. I'll show you. You want to see? Okay. I'll zoom in a little. You're just killing time with me anyway, right? New. Trying to get the focus here. Used. Look at the difference. That'll be fun though, huh? Oh, worn down quite a lot. Amazing. Stunning. Alright. What I'll do is just keep it out a little bit. So if I look at the palette, going into the oil. New brush. That's exciting. Now, I'm actually going to start with some umber because the color you start with is really important. And I don't want this too yellow feeling. I'm actually going into the white too. I don't want another big yellow painting. Okay, so this may be only a few, like you can compare this to a song that's only got 4 chords or 2 chords. Okay, it still could be a great song because the melody, it's a bit lighter than I want. And here, yep, like that. And a little darker at the top. And the reference is all one big deal. Wow, how different is that, having this brand new brush? Dropping a few hairs on me. Those are factory hairs. Seems like I have a lot more paint on here than I really wanted. That's getting really smoothed out. Joe! Fuck me! A little bit of a interruption there. Things are quite smooth, but I actually really want a flat feeling on this. Pretty fun, this new brush. White, that's what I'm missing. White's gonna kill the color. White kills color. That's one reason, and when I'm not doing a limited palette, even when I am, I usually think twice about adding the white. I usually wait. I hold off until I have to. Here I just decided I don't want the bright yellow paint. See how I work it in there. Hello.
Alright.
Poker. Umber. I want more ochre, more white. Notice how it's killing a lot of that yellow field, giving me a paler. That's nice. One step up. White. Those are just white. Touch yellow. Oh, that lighter. See? Maybe a little bit more. Whoops. Yeah, I could have some clouds in here or something. I'll keep it sort of flat. But much in the reference, you can see when I zoomed out, it really is just one color. Almost just like the bottom color here. So what I've done is added a bunch of darkness to the top. Some of it in the shop, so let me check this out. Okay. And we're back. We've held off from any real white, but the white's definitely a factor. Definitely having an effect. What it's really doing is killing that bright yellow. Here, compare this to no white. Okay. Bright, light, but no white. There's some ghostly activities there. And actually, the problem with doing that with a brush, maybe where the paper towel might be. So this is water down here. To get into tweaky little whatevers. So the table's moving. We'll fix that when we get back from vacation. Hold our breath. It'll be real clear that that's water because it's so light and it's bright. This will be backing off. Alright, so that's good. Like that. Gotta be careful when we're trying to fix things up there that we have so much light color in our brush now. It just creates more problems than what I'm trying to do is just some. I want things mixed, but I don't want them over mixed, right? So one of the good steps, one of the good ways to avoid that is just don't try and do everything at once. Just come back, come back. That's a pretty good tree. Alright. That's it for that. And this big bowl number 4. What do we got? We need kind of a... This will do the job. So... modified ochre. Most of the raw umber here, it feels like more darker and colorful than it really is if I start bringing in this opacity. So I'm going to start with some of this and get the opacity from the ochre, which is a very opaque color. Raw umber doesn't have much opacity to it. So we'll start back there. That is just going to be like a notch off of the, that's pretty good. And so watch out for these parallel strokes. Don't do one big, kind of, one little broken up. See, I don't want that. Not that hard to get rid of. Oh, kind of like that. As we move in, we increase the amount of lightness. Needs to be darker than the kind of vague too, really, because don't worry. What we're gonna do is I don't want things all mincy there, so I'll just come in real clean with that water again. Always compromises, always trade-offs. Yeah, I like that. See, there's a bit of transition there. Wipe the brush. Well, I don't have any of this mixed, but I can go over here and get some pretty easy. Nice thing about the limited palette. Breath. He's still dark from before. Oh, I like it. Now, this down here, yeah, I want to be kind of a tone like that. So we'll go back in here. A little bit of white. The white's just kind of killing color. Maybe a little black too. Get to something more grayish. There's quite a lot you can do with this. And actually, you know, see? Quite a lot you can do with your mineral palette. And as it moves up, I want it a little lighter up in here. Oil. Yeah, I don't like all this build up either. Streaks. Remember I was talking about this. Now you want to break those up. You don't want those like to. You don't want to look artificial. I can take some practice. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I ain't saying it. The road definitely lighter on this side than that side because the sun's hitting this side more. There's an awful lot of like gravel and things in here. That's what I keep thinking here a bit. I don't paint a bunch of tiny gravel because it's not a very big painting, right? Yep. Coming together. This, what did I, oh, I'm pointing at painting even though I don't mean to. A lot more of this. And of course the opacity being brought in from the ochre. Even to a color point where you get a color that's like raw umber except that it's now opaque. Whereas if you just use the raw umber straight up, it wouldn't be. I'm really enjoying these smooth boards after so long with the texture. Right. So at this point, it will behoove us to sock in a few more blacks because we are kind of in need of that stronger value there. So we'll wipe this off. We will do just a bit of oil, not a lot. And what we want to do is just get some real no bones about it black. This the thickness of the paint. It's going to make it black. If I go too thin, we'll lose the plot. I don't want that going real black. I just want. Actually, we're going to sort of even arbitrarily say in the black there. So things are so contrasted against the sky here. There's no actual shading on the trees on one side or the other, but I know the light's coming from here, so I'm going to install a little bit of that. Even though I was going to fade that out, that's looking like a bad plan because you can't have it's too confusing. So really dark, and what I'll do is just knock a few things out with the swab. That's the plan. Real dark, real contrasty, and this less so. That's the plan. Is it a good plan? I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, one thing I'll say about following the photo, at least you have a master to serve. You can start deviating from the photo. It's you, painting, and the universe. What the heck? Where'd that come from? Good decision going off the top. Learn from I've done it. I've made that mistake so many times. So you can learn by just taking my word for it. Don't be getting all mincy with your trees, just real close to the top and not quite there, because what they look like is these little stunted trees that it looks exactly like what you did, which just ran out of room, just made the tree shorter, and it feels bad. I do need more contrast here now. Nothing stopped me from coming in with some of that umber, but so I want the darkest underneath. That's why I'm doing it now. I've got a much better way to judge values and things now that I've got the sky in. I want this is dark. I want to modulate from darkest there to here. Get all cheeky with a bunch of light stuff here. So this is the kind of thing that I end up fixing in a lot of my redos, is where I have, I don't think I need a lot of interest. What I can do is, you'll see, I'm going to create some interesting stuff in a second here. And then I'm going to follow through with the umber. We're not actually even that far from being done. But you'll be glad. You don't feel like spending 2.5 hours again, do you? And then as you've learning, 2.5 hours isn't even the whole painting. It's like, but I sell these things for in the hundreds, so Make sure they're done good. Big. I'm halfway tempted to paint that roof like a brighter color. I think I will. This is still where it was from before, and it's time to. We're done. We socked in the black. Now, one thing I don't like is how isolated and lonely this feels. So, a little oil into the black. See, sticking out too much right now. Now keep in mind, I mean, we're gonna do some kind of second pass. Maybe how extensive it is, we don't know, but no, it's a good call there. Even though they're on the same now, it was still a good call. Good calls, all good calls. Noise now, so back here, not this light, much in fact, definitely step down. I'm going to take umber and go into black. I'd get a whole different feel if I took black into umber. Just remember that. It seems like duh, you know, but you'd be surprised. Yep, so it's a real color now instead of all that transparency. I don't like lump. I've got to come up with something better. Camel Hump Mountain. I'm sure this mountain's called Camel Hump. If that's how nature made them, good. But I don't want to paint them like that. Yeah, I like that. Here. The plan was to modulate here, so keep it vague. Even going into some sort of pulling instrument. Whoa, that's a giant. Oh, I need to quit. That wasn't what I meant to do. Well, what I'm trying to do is modulate. So this got to be darker. It's a pretty tiny painting, so yeah. I'm probably going to use one of my little, what's going on here? Good question. I think it's not supposed to be two trees, two trunks. I haven't forgot about this swab stuff I said I'm going to do, but we'll get to it. I need a finer brush. This has been great, but I need something like this black one that's like a little bit I'm half tempted. The painting's so small. Yeah, I'm gonna. Don't stop me. I need that control. This bag. This is the reason I got this little brush, so I could have ultimate control. Too dark. Everyone's gonna get excited about the building. Painting the building. Ooh. Yeah, tiny. Ooh. Yeah. No, there's no good spots left in that swamp. This one's got a little bit of a good spot. Very handy things, these swamps. Yeah, clearly needs to be a proper sky color. Very rarely do I break out one of these types of brushes. Very rarely indeed. Almost everything I do is hog's hair. This is that's it. Yeah, follow. One's got texture in the strokes and the other is smooth. So, but we got the uh-huh. Yes, it's fake. like that. Oh, it tells a story, doesn't it? The thing is, I think we need to just, we don't want to ask a lot of questions like, what you do? One thing we can do, that's enough. Okay. You know, I'll sit there holding brushes in my other hand for a long time. I'm happy. I'm gonna be happy. Nice little painting. Close to done. I still don't see that. Maybe you're the one. Actually, this might be the one. It's a hog's hair. It's a 1. It's a 0. Actually, kind of comes to a point, but it's rare that I find use for this. But okay, so over here. Yeah, good. Nice. Don't want only board color coming up there, so it doesn't need to be like, this is the thing with landscapes, like, definitely want to leave a lot to the imagination of your perceiver of your scene. I'm happy with that. And then into the trees, I was talking about doing some stuff with the swab. I think this will be better. This little brush here. It's okay to have bits of the. Alright, so I'm practicing my light touch. But I've got too much paint in my brush, that's what happened to me there. But it doesn't need to be perfect. We're not actually perfecting things. Are we? I don't think so. So right now, mostly just umber, not a lot else. I don't need all that buildup on the back of the brush so that it's biting me on the bum. We need some things going on here. Cause I just don't want that a big black shape, but I don't really want to intrinsically change what it is either. So you can see this is why we worked into the darks instead of trying to put the darks over the top. Putting darks over the top works with some media and in some methods, but not mostly with the way I work. Okay. Going in now. A little dark. And the thing is with this brush shape is it's like in the process of getting enough paint to do your job, you often end up building things up. So this is the sauna system I have here at the shop. That's the music you might hear in the background. much in the background because I really don't want to pay these people. Not that I'm getting rich. Gosh knows. Your review is going to get me about 0.003 or 4 cents. 000. If it were actual pennies per view, I'd be making a living. You know that? I'd just be making a living off of YouTube. Some guys do. I follow a guy, he's a vegetable police. He's funny. Alright, so here, he makes a living. Anyway, that's my point. You don't want that just all straight and boring. It's like, you gotta disrupt it in some way. What's this? It's a little bush, or it's a little something, or it doesn't even matter. You just can't have it perfectly straight. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying, yo. So if you lose something like that, overlap. Don't try and get all mincy with your edges, like, oh, I don't want to lose that thing, but I gotta get the thing of the thing. It's like, no, that's weak, man. Not overworked either. I don't want this overworked. It's getting close. I thought I'd just keep that flat, but we gotta add just a kind of a ghost of something else happening there. Just a ghost of something else happening. See? That's not good. Where's that tree end? We don't really want to figure that out, so I'm just gonna bring the shadow up into it, like so. Now here we'll do some with the swab. Give me the swab. You want to tighten it. So you tighten it right, because that's interesting. Well, that's way too fluffy. That lost most of its whatever. And it's dropping hairs. That side's no good. That's official. We're getting close. Yep. Now I had that little brush here. Gonna wipe that off. You can just see one spot here. Oh, there's fuzz on it. It's doing a job. That tree's doing a job. Don't perfect everything. Stop it. Get a grip. Am I talking to you? Am I talking to me? Always to me. But good advice for you too. Don't try to make it perfect. Make it feel good. Let it be alive. Let it live. Don't overdo it. Alright, so we can't leave this the way it is. And here we need just a few notes. Notes, see? Notes. Even here. If you know, we don't want to actually delineate what that is. stay alone. Here I want to go more ochre-y. Oil. That's odd. Where's that little... There you are. The water, just that little peak or whatever, that water is just going to have to be like... Things are bunching up here. It's probably too bright. You see those little tiny ridges, which I see very clearly with my new glasses, thank you. Pretty happy. Haven't run it. Did this figurative one today. Don't know when I'm sharing that with you, but well, I didn't finish it. I just got to start on it, but decided that I wanted to dry before I proceed because I got this idea of doing this very scumbly, glazy lightness over the body. Is it a good idea? I don't know. I wish I knew. Okay, so this brush. I like flats. This is not a flat. Maybe it is. I don't know. Painting into the darks. Ochre-y. Oily. Vague. And you've got to unite some things here. You don't want too much little tweaky little bits of this and that. It's, you know, you can have texture, but you've got to pull things together. You can't get, you know, too tweaky. So when I feel that's happening, I'll press down. Actually, you see me do it all the time. It'll plump. And I say, okay, whoa, how am I going to make this plump work? Interesting brush. I rarely work with this brush. Into the umber, into the black, into the umber. Everything there is transparent. I'm introducing some opacity. It's an overlap because there's a lot of the underpainting. This is a place where the road's brighter and quite bright, right up against there. So oh, these are details. What are they detailing? I don't know. All right, getting close. I want to go into some of this. I want some that is just the yellow ochre, and this with no pollution of white, which will introduce yet another color. Not a radically different color, but different. Basically just need enough detail, or an illusion of detail, more accurately, that people might think, okay, I think that's this thing or that thing. They go, oh, that's this thing or that. Where did I go? Doesn't matter, it's a road. It's actually kind of a reference, so. This road's taking up a good chunk of the painting, so it would behoove us to do something nice. I'm thinking I should go ahead and cover up this line because sometimes I frame these as a float, which looks really nice and gets it a bigger size. So I don't need that. I don't need to give any grief if it's there. I have a friend that likes to leave the grid lines on his paintings. Nice paintings. Okay, I'm getting close, and just feeling like this is just a little boy blob. Not that I need exciting, I don't. I'm just a little flat here and this one's a bust. So what I'm going to do is just introduce a little bit of this and that. And I can see there's like lots of places here where like, I don't want these two parallels. To be honest, I'd almost be honest, I say, it would almost be better to come in and do a little bit with the swab again, rather than get all mincy around these. And by the way, if you are a mincy person, I don't mean anything bad by that. You go ahead and mince around, it's all good, but I don't need that in my painting. See what I mean? It's better to kind of put a little bit back in this way than over something that's kind of uncovered. Then you have all these spots where you're trying to retain that. It's a nice compromise. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just come over that with a little bit of dark. Nice. I don't like this horse edge here. That area is a bit weird. I don't want it to be super strong black, but what's happening is kind of grayed out and weird. So I'm going to go into the black with, there's a lot of umber around it. It's giving me exactly the same thing, holy cow. I have a tiny bit of oil left here. Black with almost no umber now. There's some in the brush. Which means that it won't look as dark as what's around it. Yeah, and I think just try doing this once, but lost the plot. You just don't want it too clean, that's all. I see one other thing now, got to be fixed. And we're pretty close to getting price. Just saw this, like, these are little halos where the board is showing through. I don't need that. Just bring it into that. But you're better off, like, leaving some stuff like that and then coming through and cleaning it up. Trying to retain fresh things. You know, rather than obsessively cleaning up every bit at every stage. So it's a little brush. I'm just making an effort now to wipe all the paint off of it because I know this feels like got that little edge. Just don't want any of that distracting. I've worked harder on this stupid little roof than 90%, but it is all, at this point, it's pretty much the focal point, I have to say. Alright, so let's get these brushes over here. You know what? We used 6 brushes on this little dinky painting today. Don't drop fuzz on my painting. I don't know where this fuzz is coming from, but I don't like it. You don't want detail in every bit of your painting. It's okay to have bits that are pretty much just nothing. Not nothing, but you know, like corners especially. Don't put details on your corners. And by details, I mean just, you know, a bright light or something down there. You don't need it. We don't have any oil left. I don't want to pour any out. There's almost no paint on this. What's going on there? Heck if I know. But we won't ask too many questions. I think we're done. Tiny little spots, tiny little spots. Well, that's good for now. Yep, we're done. All right. The reference, the painting, we're done. And it's important because, you know, we have to do things because we're going on vacation, so we gotta get it all done. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Some cat's a little lumpy. I'm getting paint on my hat, by the way, but I guess it's a painter's hat. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be back real soon with another video. Meanwhile, do me a favor and take good care and stay out of trouble. Too bad.